Hello everyone, welcome to CryptoPi. In today's video, I want to talk about the price action similarities of current bear market with respect to the historical bear markets. So as usual, I will start with displaying the accumulation line and the distribution lines. The reason to start with drawing such lines is that helps us divide the price action, the whole price action of Bitcoin into different segments. To be specific, the 4-year cycle. The price when it crosses the distribution line, we consider that the price is in the bear market and we will not see an all-time high anytime soon. When the price crosses the accumulation line, that usually marks the start of the new bull trend. However, it is to be noted that whenever the price crosses the accumulation line, what we see here is a drop of another 25% to 50%, which basically marks the bottom, and then the price goes sideways, starting the accumulation phase before the bull run begins. So what are the similarities of current price action with respect to the previous years? For that, I will switch to the monthly time frame. And here, the first thing is to see that current price, we see a nice rally since the last 2 months. April still has a few days to go. But if we consider how far is Bitcoin from its all-time high, for the current price, it's around 38.5%. It is down by 38.5% as of today. What happened in the year 2022? When the price crossed the distribution line, and in the month of April, the price closed at around 45% at the end of the April. If we look at the year of 2018, price was approximately low by 52% in the month of April. April was a positive month in 2018, which looks very similar to what we are seeing right now. The month of April is quite bullish as compared to last cycle, where it was pretty much the start of the next bear trend. And one of the first mature cycle, if we see in April, that happened much earlier. It was also pretty low at minus 63.38%. So April, if we, let's say, consider this as an exception, April shows us somewhere in the range of 35 to 45% drawdown from the all-time high. Another part, let's say another analysis which I would like to show here is the Indian oscillator. Usually, in the bear market years, the bullish component, which is the green line, crosses under the red, which is the bearish component, the red line, and the signal line, which is the orange one, almost after the mid of this interval, which is between distribution and accumulation line. Over here, in the year 2018, the bullish component crossed pretty much at the end of this bear market year. In this one, it was somewhere in the mid. It happened in May, where the bullish component crossed the signal line, somewhere in the mid of the bearish interval between the distribution and accumulation line. But for this cycle, it happened pretty early. Within the 4 months, the bullish component had crossed under the signal line. And we see the bearish component is quite rising. The rally in the last 2 months, so March and April, this rally has basically turned out not to be super effective because bullish component is still pretty much flat. And if you look closely, it's still going downwards. The bear market tends to be over only when the bullish component resets all the way to zero. And the bullish component resets all the way to zero and the bearish component crosses the signal line. Of course, it's a delayed indicator. So by the time it tells you that bearish component is dominant, the bear market is most likely to be over. The real trend begins when we see the first rally, when bullish component starts gaining momentum after its reset, some strength against the bearish component. It is to be noted that this is a monthly time frame, so we might not see the same patterns at the lower time frame. Over here in this bear market, the bullish component had to reset to zero before the new term began, and that reset happens only after the price has crossed the accumulation line. The new bull run after the reset happens only after the price has crossed the accumulation line. Every single time. In this cycle of 2014, the bullish component dropped to zero. It stays zero for a couple of weeks or months before the new trend begins. So if we see that Bitcoin is following 4-year cycle, there is a bear market in the midterm year. Price is going down after it has crossed the accumulation line. So what is to say that all of these patterns would not apply for this bear market? Currently on social media, there is again some sign of super cycle coming back into picture, which is quite nice from being optimist point of view, or if you have a high level of, let's say, asset invested in bullish direction, then you might think that super cycle is the way where Bitcoin will break all its historical patterns. But if you see it from a technical point of view, from a practical point of view, Bitcoin, like many other assets, is following 4-year cycle. So if it is following 4-year cycle, which it has done until now, and we see until right now that it's more than the mid of the bear market has been passed, the pattern has been followed quite well. April is usually not a decisive month. It is sometimes positive, that is, it's bullish, or sometimes it's bearish. But the key part here is we do not see a bull market returning until the bullish component of the Indian oscillator has reset to zero. It can go sideways, go slightly up. At one point, it has to reset to zero, go sideways, and then gain momentum against the bearish component. I think we should wait and watch how the price would turn out. To me, getting into market, starting to DCA when I'm hoping for price to go up makes no sense, because it's better to DCA once the price is in the trend. And if I'm planning to enter and my prediction is that I want the price to go up, I would DCA at various points when the price is in the upwards trend. I think look at the chart from various indicators point of view, looking at them from technical point of view, and being more realistic is much better than falling under the influence of some random Twitter account with quite a good number of bot followers. That would be all for today's video. If you like the analysis, then do hit the subscribe button. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.